Trailblazers and the Chicago Bulls. This is Frank Lieber along with Steve Jones. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the opening period, and the Blazers lead the Bulls by a score of 6-4. Each team has won one game, so this is the deciding game of the best-of-3 series. The winner goes on to play Denver in the semifinal round of the Western Conference Series. Trailblazers in white and the Bulls in red. Sargent moving it down the court. Throws inside to Bill Walton. Walton driving on Gilmore. 8-4. Blazers over the Bulls. Final score in that Eastern Conference semifinal opening game. Boston 113. Philadelphia 111 on JoJo White. Basket at the buzzer. Scott May hits for the Bulls. 8-6. And Steve, you've seen the other two ball games. What do you think here?
So far, Frank, this game has turned out to be just like the other one. Both teams starting off with a lot of physical contact. Right there, we get Dave Ford with the charge, but that's been an example of how the game has gone early. Ford has right here on the side. He'll come around. Mickey Johnson's there for about a week. He's right there. Ford just comes right in and tries to barrel over him, and he gets the charge, and he's down on the floor, and he looks like he's hurt. And that could mean problems for Portland early in this game, because Ford has played probably his best ball in the last two games against Chicago. Ron Goff, the Trailblazer trainer, out to look at the project. He was called for a charging foul, and that's his second personal foul. 8-6, Blazers leading the Bulls. And keep in mind that Portland is almost invincible here at the Memorial Coliseum. Chicago has beaten them here in their last 10 outings, dating back to the start of the 1973-74 season. Back to the 5-6 meetings now between these two clubs this year. Portland has won 5. The only Chicago victory coming night before last in Chicago Stadium. Capacity crowd. Welcome back once again to the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. We've got 7 minutes, 34 seconds left to play. All right, we have another look at this. Forty comes in. He's been down for quite a while. He charges right over Mickey Johnson. Looked like he caught a knee someplace, and he seems to be out of breath, but he's over on the bench, and he's going to come back. He's been in some pain. John Mengelt, number 15, has come into the game for the Chicago Bulls, first substitution. And the applause for Korjak as he'll stay in the game. Blazers leading the Bulls by a score of 8-6. Norm Van Leer out front. Scott May. Throws all over it. Mengelt. Deep into the corner to Mickey Johnson. Over Holland. And Walton, leading rebounder in the NBA this season. Down to Lucas. Holland lost it, but Lucas got it back underneath the roof. Bob Gross gets his second basket, and the Blazers are up 10-6. Van Leer. Wow, really, they don't seem to have the enthusiasm that they have on Friday night for this ball game today. Foul call away from the ball. By the way, the officials we should make mention of, Richie Powers is officiating, one of the two officials not on strike, and Bruce Alexander, one of the fill-in referees, is the other official. Blazers up by a score of 10-6. Van Leer, the quarterback of the Chicago Bulls team, off to Mickey Johnson. Gets around Lucas, and Johnson hits. That's his second basket. Tells the Trailblazers lead to 2 points. Lionel Holland over Mengelt. Lucas, good offensive board, and Gilmore with the rejection. Down to Mengelt. 18-footer. He gets hot, he can hit him, huh? John Mengelt, he has the ability to put the ball in the basket. He's what they need. Wilbur Holland not playing very well today because he has a sore hand, and they need somebody in the backcourt to score because Norm Van Leer, basically the quarterback, is not relied upon to score many baskets. Holland missing on Rashad and traveling his ball. Score is tied at 10. Holland can't believe it. 5:50 left to play in the opening period. Well, Portland right now seems a little confused and out of their pattern. They're both playing so hard, trying so hard, and they're not running their offense as quickly as they normally do, forcing the ball up a little bit more than normal for a Portland game.
Lucas missing his shot, and the foul is on Gilmore. That's his second. Score out of the 10. Dave Quadrick. Underneath it goes to Maurice Lucas. Hitting over Johnson. Boy, he owned Johnson here on Tuesday night, but Johnson came back very nicely Friday.
Well, Mickey Johnson's had a couple baskets from the outside, but that's the play that Portland can go to any time and get a basket. They just post Lucas down in deep, and he simply overpowers Mickey Johnson.
Van Leer passing off. Johnson. 3 baskets for Johnson. And again, we're tied at 12. Lucas failing to connect, and Scott May pulls down the rebound. Mengel to Johnson, driving on Walton. Gross with the block. Trailblazers ball.
Mickey Johnson drives in from the side right here. An excellent move. Bobby Gross goes up, tips the ball. There's no call, and Portland has it coming the other way.
Hey, Gross is 6'6", and Johnson 6'10", so he really went upstairs. It's Gross. Trailblazers back to a 2-point lead. Van Leer driving on Quadrick. Drops it off to Scott May. Out of bounds.
One of these things that happened to Chicago Tuesday when they were here in Portland, they made a lot of the similar type of turnovers that they're making today. Van Leer penetrating inside, pitching the ball out to the open man, and not taking the shot when it presented themselves. They got themselves in a hole.
Maurice Lucas inside to Walton. He waits. First basket of the afternoon from Bill Walton. And the Blazers lead it by 4. 3:55 left in the opening period. Knocked away by Gross, saved by Hollis. Down to Quadrick. And he was fouled. The basket will count.
We have a typical Blazers split. Hollis with the ball. He'll throw it up ahead to Dave Quadrick. Quadrick does what he does best. Cut across. What Van Leer comes right across his head, and he gets the ball. Quadrick gets it up, and the crowd is on their feet. Portland's ahead by 6.
Quadrick on the free throw line. By the way, in Oakland, another winner-take-all situation today is Detroit and Golden State tangling in the deciding game of their series. We'll be cutting away to that game for intermittent reports about the course of this one. So stay tuned to CBS. Quadrick makes it 19-12 as the Blazers have opened up a 7-point ball. Chicago just can't run with them, can they, Steve?
They've not been able to run with them. Portland has too much quick speed and quickness. Chicago just seem to like to set up and run their patterns. When they execute their pattern, they get pretty good shot selection.
Mengel launching a moonbeam. May with the block. And Gross with the layup. Bob Gross is 8 points. To 12, Van Leer. To Johnson. Traveling. Ball on Johnson. 2:57 left to play in the opening period. And Portland leading by a score of 21-12. Right now, let's go to Oakland and report on the Golden State Detroit game from Jerry Gross and Lenny Wilkins. We welcome our Portland-Chicago viewers. The action here in the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, the score 33-25 in favor of the Detroit Pistons. We have 36 seconds to go in the first period. With the ball, the Golden State Warriors, that's Jamal Wilkes. Over to Charles Dudley, knocked out of bounds. They say by whom? Clifford Ray. The crowd does not like it, but it goes to the red-clad in the dark jerseys, the red-clad Detroit Pistons. The winner of this one goes against Los Angeles Wednesday. I'm Jerry Gross along with Lenny Wilkins. Lenny, the tone of this one looks like the last shot coming up 14 seconds to go in the period.
So far, Detroit has been playing outstanding defense. They're really making the Warriors work, take some tough shots. And as you can see, there's 6 seconds left on the 24-second clock.
Bob Lanier bangs one from the corner. He has 12 points. High man, Rick Barry with 11, scoring for Golden State. 3 seconds to go in the period. 2, 1. That's the end of the first period at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. The Detroit Pistons 35. The Golden State Warriors 25. Frank Lieber along with Steve Jones there in Portland. 21-12. Blazers leading the Bulls. Mengel on the free throw line for Chicago following a backcourt foul just a moment ago on Gross. That makes it 21-14. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the opening period. Schwartzig played 4 seasons in the American Basketball Association before coming to Portland. Walton. Responding with the hook shot. Foul call underneath the basket on Walton. And there's the coach of the Portland Trailblazers. They had a great emotion too, Jack Ramsey. He'll be up and down offense all afternoon. Oh, he'll be up for all the game. He's got a pad over here. He normally puts his knee on, but he's really never on that. One of the problems for Portland that has always happened in this series that Chicago's been able to get into a penalty before them. Pullman has shot more shots in this first series and then has really scored more field goals. Chicago's staying close, so they're now in the penalty and on the free throw line. Gilmore hitting 1 out of 2, and that's out his first point of the afternoon. Wilson with the shot. All in one smooth motion. And the Trailblazers are up by 10. Scott May driving around Gross. Johnson with the rebound. They turn it over. On the double dribble. Mengel inbounds to Van Leer. Bulls trying to get something going. Blazers by 8. Mickey Johnson. Hollins down to Portland. That's the story here in Portland. Trailblazers leading 27-17. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Frank Lieber along with Steve Jones and a high arching jumper by Mengel. Gives the Bulls 2 points. 27-19. Maurice Lucas. Back to Walton. Inside to Lucas. Has it knocked away and Van Leer comes up with it. Shot made. And a scramble for the rebound between Johnson and Walton. Offensive foul call on Scott May. Right here, Scott May came across as he was trying to get the shot up, and he just wide Bobby Gross away, and Chicago had a chance to get another basket and blew with another turnover. No foul for the loser of this game. That's the story right now here in Portland. 27-19 Trailblazers. Mengel. Bobbing one from the corner. He does put the lights on it, doesn't he? Just as the buzzer's down, getting the first period of play. So the Portland Trailblazers have roared off to a 6-point lead in the opening period against the Chicago Bulls. The score, Portland 27, Chicago 21. The preceding public service message has been brought to you in cooperation with the National Basketball Association. Into the second period at Portland with the Trailblazers leading the Bulls 27-21. Bullwinkle. In the middle now, Jack Merritt has also come in for Chicago. Johnson with the hook over Lucas. Trailblazers have also made some substitutes. Lloyd Neal has come into the game for the first time, and so has Larry Steele. Steele, number 15, handing off to Lucas. Lucas, many people feel, is Project drops it in, and it will count. He's fouled. Lucas has the ball right at the top of the key. He's looking there. Nicholas saying no pressure on the pass. Dave Project always looking to get free underneath. Knifes his way in, and he gets fouled. Wilbur Holland puts him on the line. He's got a chance to get free. Excellent free throw shooter, shooting about 84% for the team. Now for the second time of the ball game, Project with a three-point play. And the Blazers are up by 7, 30-23. Van Leer. Got it closely by Project. Bullwinkle. Tried to get it to Merritt. Boy, you talk about big. Bullwinkle is what I call big. 7 feet, 270 pounds. Wide is the word. Big and wide, yeah. Chicago now has a total of 10 turnovers to Portland's 5. That's been a big factor in the game so far. Here's Neal. And then Lucas. Got it to Project again. Trailblazers are rolling. Wilbur Holland just getting used. He's turning his head and he doesn't know where his man is in relation to the ball, and they're able to get the ball into him because they're having pressure on the passer, and he's making those easy shots. Jack Merritt doing what he does so well. That's shooting the basketball. 32-25. Trailblazers come roaring back. Ed Badger, the Bull coach, the Trailblazers have the best fast-breaking basketball. That's Lucas. Mengel getting ready to come back in. And so is Jim Gilliam. Will be coming in for the first time. 34-25. Van Leer driving on Project. Johnson is open. Nicky Johnson hits for Chicago. 34-27. Hollins gets it across. Hollins, one game this season, scored 43, which is the Blazers' individual high. Lucas. Timeout being called. 9 minutes, 29 seconds left to play in the first half, with the Portland Trailblazers leading the Chicago Bulls 34-27. We go in Portland with the Trailblazers leading the Bulls 34-27. Van Leer trying to get it across the center line, and he was fouled for giving the shoulder to Lionel Holland. Van Leer picks up his second personal foul of the ball game. First team foul of the second period on the Chicago Bulls. Fouls have played a big factor in the first two games. Traveling, ball on steal. That ball game Friday night, Trailblazers at 10 out of 19, but the Bulls at 29 out of 36 from the free throw line and won the ball game.
That was a big difference for them. There's a big score right there. Boston continues to roll in the playoffs as they get a lead and take the home court edge away from Philadelphia by 2.
That one will go against Collins for applying the knee in the general direction of Norm Van Leer.
Well, this is the same kind of foul he had before. Howard's trying to get in between the screen. He looks like he has pretty good position there, but they call a foul. Norm Van Leer had gotten a charging foul call in a similar play like that. That might be called a little tit for tat and even up.
That's the second team foul against the Trailblazers here in the second quarter. Mengel into Van Leer. High post it goes to Bullwinkle. Underneath the Merritt. Bulls have got it down to 5, 34-29. Holland trying to hit from outside, and 7-foot down Bullwinkle. Gets the board. Down to Mengel. Van Leer loses it. Gilliam comes up with it. To Gross. Back to Gilliam. Steal from the corner. Over the glass.
Now, this is something that Chicago would like Portland to do. Come down, shoot quickly. Portland, when they run their offense and run it quickly and inside, they seem to shake the Chicago players much easier. Ed Badger saying something to the rest of his bench, trying to get them involved in the game.
Here come the Bulls. They've been down by 10. They've got it cut to 5 right now. 34-29. Steele knocking it out of bounds. Larry Steele led the NBA in steals a couple of seasons back. Van Leer, guarded closely by Holland. Gross is on Mickey Johnson. Bullwinkle's got Walton outside. That's part of the strategy here for Walton away from the basket.
Well, what they wanted to do that time was get the ball and get to Mickey Johnson, and they ran out of time. Poor execution by Chicago, and Portland gets the ball on another turnover, and that's the thing that's keeping Chicago at bay right now. They're turning the ball over and making silly mistakes.
24-second violation by the Bulls. Holland. Beautiful hook. Lionel Holland out of Arizona State, who's coming to his own this year for Portland. 36-29. Johnson driving on Gross. Trailblazers will take over. This is the final score. Washington over Cleveland. That means Washington wins that series, will go against Houston in the semifinal in the Eastern Conference. Gilliam and Portek in the backcourt. Gross missing. Poindexter now has replaced Johnson. And Gilmore is getting set to come back in. Chicago has 15 turnovers to Portland 6. Poindexter, Walton, down to Portek, Gross. Trailblazers will get it. Bruce Alexander, the young referee, apparently ruled they brought it in across the inbounds line. Over and back. Portland gets the ball back on another turnover. That was an incredible series of events right there. There should have been a foul call on with Bobby Gross going into the lane. There's like no call there. Mangels and Portek going for that rebound. Right here, the ball comes in, and he got the ball up. Portek coming over Mengel's back. Portek really getting the worst of it. He takes a shot off his shoulder and slides down, bounces off the floor again. He's got springs on his back, and he's a tough little guy. He'll be back in the game. That's 3 fouls on Portek. Jack Merritt has it knocked out of his hands by Steele. Mengel, double teamed. Marin misses to the corner. Gilmore back outside to Mengel. Portland by 7. They'll hold everything. Got a whistle by Richie Powers. He wants him to sit down. Richie Powers has gone over. All 3 Chicago coaches are up on their feet. Badger's been up most of the game, and Sloan and Gene Tom Mullen have been up yelling at the officials, trying to get some more calls for their players. Here's Walton over Gilmore, a little bit short. I say the hand fighting is a little more noticeable here in the last couple of minutes. Everybody beginning to play a lot more football out there than basketball. This is what Chicago likes to do, and they've got Portland forcing up the ball and trying to get their hands on them and push people around, and that's not the way they play. When they run their offense quick and tight, they score very easily. Gilliam. Bulls are really much more physical team, aren't they, than Portland? They are a team that likes to get you to slow down, wants you to play out of tempo by throwing themselves around, trying to get you to play and do things you don't want to do. Portland's a finesse team, and when they play push and shove with them, they get the worst of it. Van Leer, rebound missed by Gilmore. Here comes the fast break. Gilliam. Mendel down to the floor, and Jack Marin is all over Bruce Alexander. The unofficial claiming that Mendel was charged into. Right here, Herm Gilling has the ball. This is what all the stink is about. Gilling comes in, a little yo-yo. Now watch. Mendel is there. He's been there. He turns his shoulder just a little bit, and Gilling comes over the top, and he gets no call right there. Everybody's on their feet, and he got a situation where Chicago's got to play basketball now and not talk to the officials. Technical foul was called by Merritt. Let's go to Golden State for an update. We welcome once again our Portland and Chicago viewers. We are here in the Oakland Alameda Coliseum with 3 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the second period. The Detroit Pistons are leading 50-45 over Golden State. You're looking at Al Arnold. I'm Jerry Gross along with Lenny Wilkins. Lenny, it's been a bruising game, and Bob Lanier has had a good one.
Bob Lanier is playing outstanding basketball. The Detroit Pistons as a team has been playing great defense, and Bob Lanier has 16 points so far in the game.
Lanier averaged 25 and a half. He was the big man in the win here in Golden State. In Oakland, 28 in the opening game. Money at 19, Barry at 31. Then back in Detroit, a 30-point shellacking. As Lanier was held down, and lots of talk about a zone defense. In that one, we have seen no attempt at a zone defense here. No problem. It's just Detroit has been outplaying Golden State, and it is 52-45. Gus Williams going to Jamal Wilkes. He is fouled in the act of shooting by M.L. Carr. Wilkes, as we told you, playing with the personal problems of a very ill infant child. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the second period, the Detroit Pistons 52, the Golden State Warriors 45. Frank Weber along with Steve Jones back in Portland. We've got a little altercation here after a basket by Bill Wallen. Norm Van Leer had words with Bruce Alexander, the unofficial. And Ed Badger now comes out. Right here, Walton, he got the ball on the side. He pumps a little bit. He gets the shot up. Now we'll get a little push right here. Van Leer gets ready to take the ball out. And he pops Dave towards it right across his jaw. And Bobby Jones came in to give a little help. Al Van Leer's going to get a little rest. Chicago right now has got some serious problems in the backcourt. They've got Tom Crompton, who's hardly played at all. Most of his playing in the warm-up with Mendel. That's a lot of slower backcourt than they're accustomed to. Portland, a race-force team against that kind of a backcourt. Mendel and Crop now playing in the backcourt for Chicago. Mickey Johnson trying to get around Lucas. Gets the shot away, hits it. The basket will count. And he was fouled. Nice move by Mickey Johnson. Oh, Mickey Johnson working his way. He forces his shot up, really. He has no place to go. He's feeling his way and goes up over Lucas. He's had a hot first half, and he gets another basket. Problem again for Portland. Foul. They are in the bonus. Chicago's in the bonus, and the Bulls only have one team foul blown against them, and they're staying close. 44-36 Portland. Gross trying to get it inside, gets it back. Lucas underneath, and it's Gross for two. That's 15 points for Bob Gross, who's had a hot first half. Mendel with the left-handed layup makes it 46-38. And brings the Badger up off the bull bench. Holland. Holland's right here. He just comes down a little change of pace. Tom Crop hands all over him. Just getting used right here. Hollins will just come in, go up, get to him with a little touch. Hollins is on the line for a chance to get through. And he does as Crop picks up the personal foul. His first. Mendel, guarded by Holland. Jack Marin from the corner. Blazers by 9. 3:52 left in the first half. Welcome now to the viewers of the Golden State Detroit game. Just joining us here in Portland. It's the Portland Trailblazers 49, the Chicago Bulls 40, with 3 minutes 52 seconds left to play in the first half. That's Jack Ramsey, the coach of the Trailblazers, and it's getting a little rough.
From the standpoint, we're getting a lot of technical calls. This technical was called on Jerry Sloan, who's been up and off the bench. Ricky Powers had warned him to stay on the bench, and he was up again, so he gives him a quick key. Of course, that keeps the crowd here excited, and everything is going Portland's way right now.
Has been for the entire first half. Chicago making numerous mistakes, turning the ball over. Gilliam misses, and Gilmore grabs the rebound. Mengel from outside.
John Mengel brings him from downtown, and he's keeping them close. He's had a big offensive first half, something he didn't have before.
Basket will not count. Foul was called. That's it from Portland. 60-40 with 3:29 left to play in the first half. Collins on the free throw line with 2 shots. He's got 6 points. Blazers back to that 10-point lead. They've been there just about midway in the first period. Chicago did close it to 5. A couple of times, couldn't get any closer than that. Artis Gilmore, he's been neutralized pretty well, hasn't he, by Walden?
Artis has not scored at all today. He's only got 1 basket. Walton has about 10 points, and they're not going to him like they did on Friday night.
Lucas. Johnson clearing the board. Down to Mengel. Marin. Boy, he's found him a spot out there.
Well, Marin can load up. I mean, like the Kentucky Rifle, gets it in hand, gets it and just fires it off, and most of the time he can get it down, but they're staying close and they're playing bad basketball.
8 points for Marin. This game taking much the same pattern as the one the other night in which Portland went way out in front, but Chicago tied him at 77, and then Portland pulled away to win it, 96-83. We'll be back in just a moment. Mike Lieber with Steve Jones in Portland. 2:39 left to play first half. Blazers leading 52-44. Van Leer back in the game for the Chicago Bulls. Artis Gilmore double team. Side up. Had Walton in front of him, or rather in back of him, and Clark in front of him.
Well, this is bad basketball right here. Gilmore should have given the ball up to Van Leer. He holds it a little bit too long. Torgy comes around. He's got his hand on his hand, and they call it a jump ball. Should have been a little bit of a foul, but Gilmore should have given the ball up.
Well, Clark is going to jump with Gilmore. Mengel. Welcome once again to the Golden State Detroit viewers. We've got 2:15 left to play in the first half. 52-46, Portland. Trailblazers in white. Hollis drops it off to Quincy Calhoun. And Calhoun has just come into the ballgame. Gets his first basket for the Trailblazers. 54-46. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Van Leer almost didn't see that. Mengel came over quickly to pick it up. Mickey Johnson double teamed. Collins on the break. Quadrick lays it in.
Chicago makes a mistake when Portland is fast breaking. They need to get everyone back. What they do is they challenge out high and they leave themselves in a 3-on-1 or 2-on-1 situation. Portland, too good a breaking team, usually cashes in with the layup as Torgy tapped in.
Jack Marin lost it. Quadrick almost got it, and Marin gets it back. Van Leer from 25. Collins, 3-on-2.
Down to Gross. Marin grabs it, and they'll jump it up. Marin and Gross will jump it at the free throw line of the Portland Trailblazers, and Marin can't believe that call.
Well, Marin got the ball free. Bobby Gross just lost it. It popped out of his hands. But again, Portland doing what they do best, running the basketball, and Chicago not doing a good job of getting back, putting themselves in a hole. And in a game like this, they can't afford to do it.
Hollins breaking across, foul by Mendel. And right here you see it. 2-6 as Mendel is 2 steps behind. As Hollins comes in, he gets a little push and he's on the line for 2 more free throws. Portland now closing the gap on the fouls, and they have a chance to go into the penalty on their next rule fouls. Matt, I can listen over now. That is a foul to Gilmore, which gives him 3.
Foul wasn't on Gilmore. There's a mistake there. I'm sure the Portland fans want to get Gilmore out of here, get him in foul trouble as soon as he can. But the other night he only had 1, but the foul should have been on John Mendel.
Maybe a debate over that. Bruce Alexander, the official, goes over to the scores table, exchange it. And now they're going to change it. The foul will go against Mickey Johnson.
Well, we were both wrong.
Johnson with 2 personal fouls. Hollins heads to the 57-46 ball game with a minute to go in the first half. Mendel. Guarded fiercely by Hollins. Off to Mickey Johnson. Gilmore is pulled out of the pivot. Another turnover by the Bulls. "45 seconds to go in the first half. Blazers 57. Bulls 46. Gross off the try pick, and we're going to foul call in hoop to hoop.
Corky Calhoun had that offensive foul. A lot of turnovers right now. Both teams seem to be struggling with their offense, but Portland has it better if they have the lead. Chicago making a lot of mistakes. One of the reasons you take advantage of Portland. The offense having poor execution, and you're going to go in their locker room at least down by 9.
That's the time left to play in the first half. 25 seconds. Down here. Off the middle. Foul call underneath. And it's against Chicago.
Jack Barron has the ball right here on the side, gets a little help from Gilmore. The lane opens up. He'll come down the lane. Hollins slides in. They got him for a charge right there. Big call. Portland has a chance to go up by 13.
13 seconds left to play in the first half. Hollins with 7. Traveling call on the Bulls with 4 seconds left to play in the half.
Second time in a row that this has happened with Ed Badger looking with a little bit of anguish on his face. Norm Van Leer and Mickey Johnson both have gotten the rebound, tried to break out with it, and neither one wanted to get the ball up.
And a whistle with a foul called on Walton underneath the basket. Shoving off on Mendel. So the foul is on Bill Walton. And he has 3. Desperation shot by Mickey Johnson at the buzzer. So that's it here in the first half at the Portland Memorial Coliseum as the Trailblazers lead the Chicago Bulls by a score of 57-46.
The preceding public service message has been brought to you in cooperation with the National Basketball Association. The NBA on CBS is sponsored by the totally new Chevrolet. Now that's more like it. And by the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. The Kellys, they're good and tough.
just about ready to go back to work here with the Portland Trailblazers leading the Chicago Bulls 57-46 to start the second half. Hey, Chicago's got a big edge in playoff experience. How much does that mean, Steve?
Well, right now it doesn't mean anything because Chicago's they're really behind the gun. They're down by 11, not playing good basketball. The playoff experience should hold them together to play with a lot of poise, but it hasn't proved to be that way. They've played out of control and really played erratic basketball. They've been more excited by the officials in the crowd than they were at home.
Portland has only one player, and that's Gilliam, who's never been in a playoff before. Chicago has something like 7 players. Yet the Bulls on the short end of the score, and the round of applause for the Trailblazers as this second half gets underway. Van Leer working with Mengel in the backcourt, and Mengel did an outstanding job scoring coming off the bench in the first half. In fact, he was the leading scorer in the half with a total of 16 points. Mickey Johnson at 15 for the Bulls. Bob Gross is 13 points, top Portland. Scott May inside the Gilmore scored just 5 and now has 7 for the game.
Well, Gilmore did something that time which he rarely does, and he should do the rest of this game, is take the move to the baseline. They'll have an easier time of scoring baskets. Holland gets the big basket for him right back as he just comes down and goes over John Mengel.
Holland's answering with 2 points, which puts him in double figures. He's got 10 for the game. And still an 11-point Portland lead. Scott May got it by Gross. Second-year man out of Long Beach State. The steal by Holland. 3-on-1, fast break. Gross for 2. They just don't seem to play back.
Well, Chicago's not getting back on defense at all, and in Portland it has 3-on-1, 2-on-1 situations again. Chicago tried to stop the ball out high. That break was created by Scott Ryan not taking the jump shot when it presented itself.
Walton rejecting that shot by Johnson. Here come the Blazers again. Holland off the glass. Good minute. Johnson gets the rebound. Chicago coming back with a break of its own. Inside to Gilmore. Moving on Walton. Mengel. And high arching one-hander. Mengel with 18 points. He came in early for Holland, who hasn't seen much action at all. Holland was a big factor Friday night because he's been bothered by a hand injury. Here's Gross getting loose underneath. It'll count. And he was fouled by Johnson.
Bobby Gross is having Mickey Johnson or whoever the other forward is for lunch. He just sneaks inside. Johnson comes over his back trying to get the ball, and Bobby Gross is on the line for 2. He's got an excellent chance here. He's got 85% from the line to get a 3-point play, and 3-point plays are really killing Chicago. They're not aware where the basketball is when it's in the passer's hand. Defensive man has no idea of where the ball is.
That is 18 points for Bob Gross. And he's now the leading scorer in the ballgame. Gilmore, double teamed inside. Following through. Getting his own rebound and jamming it through for 2.
Well, you know what they say about those freaking dogs, you better let them lie. Yeah. And they're beginning to wake Gilmore up, and he's come alive at the top of this quarter to get some points. And they're trying to move the ball inside a little bit more to him like they did on Friday night.
Foul called. And going to the free throw line will be Lucas. Foul is on Mickey Johnson, and that is 4 on Johnson. So he becomes the first Bull to get into foul trouble. 9:43 left to play in the third period. Blazers leading 64-52. Lucas on the line. He's got 8 points. 64-52. 65 as he hits the first. Lucas averaged 21.9 per game over the last half of the season. And he led Portland in 10 different statistical categories this season. Gilmore at 7 feet 2. Comes down with the rebound. Off to Van Leer. Trailblazers with a 13-point lead. Scott May gets it into Gilmore. Battle underneath. Mickey Johnson got the shot away. Couldn't get it down. And Walton gets the next one. Good outlet pass to Dvorak. 3-on-2. Hollins to Gross. Point laid down for the Trailblazers. And Gross is 20 points. Second personal foul of the ball game, called on Lionel Hollins. Gilmore drops it off to Johnson underneath. Johnson gets it away. The bucket will count. And he was fouled. Walden gets his fourth foul right here. Gilmore goes up, wraps the ball up to Mickey Johnson. He waits a little bit, a little pump underneath. Walt gets across the back. Johnson got 17 points already and has another chance to get 2 more. They need everything they can get right now because Portland has round and ragged depth and they're running and gunning. 4 fouls now on Bill Walton, 67-55. In the third period with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go, Walton got into foul trouble the other night in Chicago, but lasted all the way. Hollins missing, Gross with the rebound. Lucas with the next one. Trailblazers playing it very tenacious underneath the offensive boards. Right here, they're getting too many opportunities with the ball. Gross with the tip. Lucas with another tip. The ball will come off. Lucas tries to get it inside. May gets him right there as Lucas has control and tries to take it back to the basket. Chicago could not let Portland get 3 opportunities and expect to get back in this basketball game. Maurice Lucas. 68-55. Lucas with 11. And Portland continues in command. Van Leer guarded by Project. Trying to get it inside to Gilmore. Instead goes to Stockney. Now they work it into the big man. It'll be Chicago's ball. Gilmore's taking a tremendous beating in there. Everybody's coming to him. They got the ball into him deep that time, and he still couldn't do anything with it. Project is completely ignoring Van Leer on the outside, and they're going to have to get some balls up from the outside to make that inside play more effective. Johnson misses. Scramble for the rebound between Gilmore and Walton, and that time it was Gilmore. Mickey Johnson from the outside. Now, this is probably a tough call. Gilmore just out-jumps Walton and gets the ball, and it's got a foul. Bruce Alexander making a lot of calls. Lucas connects. He's gotten hot. 3 fouls, by the way, on Gilmore. 8 minutes left in the third period. Mengel hitting over Hollins. Bulls are digging themselves into a hole they may never get out of. But the Bulls have been a resilient team. They've been in worse situations, but he's not the kind of tomorrow that you can have when the Dave Torres bounce from the outside. You know everything is going Portland's way. Portland has very good balance scoring right now, and everybody's involved. Van Leer. Georgia now is 14 following that last basket. Mengel drives on Hollins. Rebound to Mickey Johnson. That's their late report on the Golden State Detroit game.
Hard breaks the head by Leon Douglas to the fan. Everhart is holding on to the fan. The fan is being hit by the fan. The fan is being hit by the policeman. And the fans now are involved in the fight here at the Hilton Alameda Coliseum. The action here is the player up on the floor. There is money initially in the fight. And it went into the stand. And the fan took a deep shot and rocked Emil Carr. Absolutely rocked him. Let's see how it started as we go back to replay.
Right here, the 2 players are really going at it, Money and Dudley. And this is something that happened in the first half. Both of them are going at it. There's an elbow to the chin. Now the 2 players go at it, and this is where the free-for-all starts. They square off. Dudley gives him a kick. There's a swing. Now Adams comes out there to break up the fight. Now Bob Lanier comes in. Rich Barry.
Portland has just joined us from our Portland, Chicago audience. A fist fight here in Oakland. Lenny Wilkinson, Jerry Gross. A fan took a cheap shot at ML Carr. There's the fan right there who reached across the table and took a cheap shot at ML Carr, and they're going to kick him out of the auditorium, and well, they should.
They should. That was a bad thing to happen. You know, even though it's a very emotional game, the fans are train themselves. The guy cannot come out there and swing at a player like that.
The fist fight erupting. The score is
now we got another one going.
Another fist fight is broken out. Both benches have emptied here. The action at the Coliseum, and the fan has just interfered again.
Well,
and Bob Lanier and also Leon Douglas is involved in it now. That looks like in the corner over there, Roger Brown at 6'11", with his warm-up still on, and Bob Lanier moving over into the fans, and Bedlam is broken out here at Oakland. The score is 67-64, 6:10 to go in the third period. A fist fight breaking out between Charles Dudley and Eric Money precipitated all this. Now the fans are back where they belong in the stands, and the players are moving back toward their benches. And Lenny, now you look at this game and you wonder what effect this will have on the outcome of the game. Will it jack up Detroit, or will it jack up the Golden State Warriors?
Well, I tell you, when you're in an emotional game like this, it's one team usually gets the advantage, and usually the team who's the aggressor out on the floor. And I would say at this point, you would have to say that Detroit has been the aggressor all game long.
Detroit has led throughout most of the contest. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Third period of action, and Detroit is leading the Golden State Warriors by 3. You are looking at the two referees, who are rookie referees, Milton Cooper and Bernie Fryer, who have had problems, Lenny, in the last few minutes keeping this game in check.
Well, they have had problems, but their problems have not affected the score of the game. Because right now in half court, you see Bob Lanier arguing with the officials, along with Herbie Brown, and now Al Adams is coming down there to see what's going on.
Herbie Brown is incensed because he does not think that Rick Barry should be over there talking to the officials. Both officials are now conferring at midcourt to determine if anyone will be thrown out of this game. And Brown to the left is upset. Lanier feels the fight was started by Golden State. He wants to know what's going on. And Al Adams is there. Let's pick it up with a mini mic.
Through the part, then the guy retaliated. Right? Okay, now we got a full fight. Alright, do you want wait a minute. Do you want to just hit or not? Let's play the offensive foul. We got a double foul. Two coaches coming on. Hey, everybody, he's got to go
both players, or they can leave both players in the game.
Al Adams is incensed. He feels that someone should be thrown out. They are going to call a double foul. A double foul, and on all double fouls, no free throws are attempted. Where they are personal fouls, the personal foul is charged to each player, but not to team total. The referee on the left, Milton Cooper, the first sergeant at Fort Harrison in Indiana, and he is an Ohio Valley referee. That's the man on your left talking to Herb Brown. The other official is a former player in the NBA, Bernie Fryer.
Now, this is where inexperience hurts you in a game like this, because even though the two officials are right on top of the situation, it's taking much too long to resolve it. It's something that should be resolved, get them off the court, and let's get on with the action.
Absolutely, and both officials now are being talked to out on the court. Also, Larry Jones, the assistant coach, behind Al Adams, just over Adams' shoulder. There is Rick Barry. Oddly enough, the man who took the biggest force of the entire fight was ML Carr, and he is standing on the bench area and talking now to Roger Brown. He's all right. So ML Carr, number 30, who was rocked by a blindside punch by a fan, is okay. Now, Bob Lanier is furious, talking to the referee. They are upset. They feel that Golden State should be penalized for starting the fight. And apparently no one has been ejected from the game. We have 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and we'll try and see the replay again of the entire fight as it started out with Charles Dudley, if we have time. ML Carr and Charles Dudley went at it, but initially the fight broke out between Dudley and Eric Money. Let's watch the replay of the fight. Watch Dudley and Eric Money, number 14. There they are.
They were really going at it right from the all game long.
Lanier tries to break in, Lenny. ML Carr tries to break in, but all of a sudden, Johan, that is Wilfred Ray, picks up Dudley and tries to move him away from everyone. Then a fan will take a cheap shot right out of the fan. There's Lanier going in after the fan. Lanier goes in after the fan, and now jumping over to go in also and try and find out what's going on. That was Chris Ford. The fan is being held back. Lanier's trying to punch the fan, and now Smith comes over and tries to grab one of the Detroit Pistons. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
And we still haven't got a decision yet as to what's going to happen, whether they're going to throw both players out of the game, whether they're going to leave them in the game. And from the reaction of the Detroit fans, it seemed like Detroit was going to come out on the short end of it.
Now they're going to try and eavesdrop a little. The official score is being notified by the referee, Milton Bridger, exactly what's going to happen. Let's see if we can pick up the conversation. Our Portland and Chicago audience is still with us. The score 67-64. 6:10 remaining. Herb Brown, the coach now, is apparently satisfied. A decision has been reached. They will make a public address announcement. Let's pick it up. A foul on Eric Money. And a foul on Dudley. Dudley caught him with a knee in the chest as well as a left hook. Both remain in the game. Both will remain in the game. So they do call a double foul. And as we said, on all double fouls, personal or technical, no free throws are attempted.
And Clifford Ray is very upset by the decision, but it is something that can be done. The official does have the right. He can call a double foul, he can leave both players in the game, or he can eject both of them out of the game.
That's absolutely right, Lamb. The foul call against the player for punching or fighting is charged as a team foul also, and a personal foul. The penalty situation will not be in effect. We're now back to live action. And Bill Smith brings it up against Chris Ford. Charles Dudley guarded by Eric Money. They started the fight all by themselves. And a Donnybrook here in Oakland. The 24-second buzzer in error has gone off. And Barry is furious. He's not going to give the ball up. They forgot to move it back to 24 seconds. So all kinds of problems. And by and large, Lenny, the officials have done a good job in this game, even during this tumultuous time.
Well, they have done a good job. And like I said, the mistakes that they've made had no effect on the score. What was happening was that the players were starting to try and intimidate the two officials who, with a little bit more experience, would have stopped it earlier.
They are moving the shot clock back until you'll see the time remaining on the 24-second clock. It still belongs to Golden State. They are trailing by 3, 67-64. Phil Smith.
Well, things are a little calmer here in Portland, apparently, than they are at Golden State. Quite a fracas going on there. We've got 3 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the third period, and the Bulls are kind of pecking away, Steve.
Slowly but surely, Portland had to lead up to as many as 17, 18 points in the third period, and the Bulls have pulled back within 10, and they still have a chance. They're not playing good basketball in this period, but they're hanging close, and in the fourth period, anything can happen.
Walton was out of the ball game for a few minutes, given a rest with 4 personal fouls. He just came back into the contest about 30 seconds or so ago. Foul is on Scott May, which gives him a total of 4 personal fouls, and Walton was there to rely. Both teams with a penalty the rest of the way in this period.
Chicago's now taking out their main offensive threat in this quarter. Mickey Johnson has done it all. He's got big offensive rebounds. He's put the ball in the basket for when they need it. He's hustled and snapped to keep them close. They've got Marin in, and hopefully he'll be able to give them the same kind of offensive threat he did in the first period, the first half of the game, when he got 8 big points, which he didn't get on Friday night.
So Walton missing on both free throw attempts, and now the Bulls have a chance to narrow it to 8. Scott May scores for Chicago. An 8-point lead. Again, similar to the game Tuesday night, which the Bulls were down and then came back to tie it up at 77, and then Portland pulled away. Gilliam. And Chicago now with a chance. To narrow it to 6 as Mendel drives and slugs it. Foul is on Sargent. That's 5 on him. And Holland's getting ready to come after the ball game as the Trailblazers call timeout with 2:25 left in the third period. Mendel on the free throw line has 20 points. And if he converts the second free throw here, Chicago will be trailing by 6. And they have been that close since the first half.
John Mengelt is the man they call trash, but he's come up with big cash for him in this period. Put a lot of baskets in that they didn't expect, and he picked up the scoring that Wilbur Holland gave him in Friday night's game.
Well, the Trailblazers need a basket here now to keep Chicago honest. They don't get it, and Gilmore takes off the errant shot by Holland. Chance now to cut it to 4 as the Bulls look like they're making their move. Mengelt with 2 minutes left to play in the third period. Off to Jack Marin. Marin's been hot. Scott Nate. Gilmore. Double team. Shooting over Walton and scoring. And it's 77-73. Portland by 4. And they have put it away an 18-point lead here in the second half.
Portland's got tentative now. They're not running their offense with the same type of authority when they had the big lead, playing nearly as well. Bad shot by Bill Walsh.
Mendel comes down with the rebound, and the Bulls are rolling now. Mendel rejected by Gross. Let's see. Goaltending call. Goaltending is the call, so it's Portland now by just 2 points, 77-75.
Mengelt all the way down the court. Portland's throw getting back on the break. Watch Mengelt just see the opening. He'll take it up. Bobby Gross catches it right in front of it. It's on its way down, and we got a 2-point ball game.
A minute, 10 seconds left to play in the third period. Gilliam. Portland needed that. Hits him up by 4 with a minute to go in the third quarter. So it looks like we got ourselves a basketball game. For the loser, it's the end of the season. No tomorrow. Mendel with 24 points loses it. Gross comes up with the ball. Gross from the corner. Gets his own rebound. Holland, guarded by Mengelt, who went hard down on his right elbow and is favoring that elbow right now. 25 seconds left to play in the third period. 10 seconds on the 24-second clock. Calhoun trying to save it for Portland, and Mengelt collides with him, and they'll jump it up.
Well, the momentum has changed. You can see the obvious swing and aggressiveness. Chicago's been scrapping all the way, but most of it has been really uncontrolled and wild. Now Portland is playing very tentative basketball, not playing with the same kind of authority, and they seem to hurt themselves offensively.
Holland knocked out of bounds underneath.
Gilmore knocked the ball out. That's the best thing that he could do under those circumstances. And Portland's going to get one more chance to get up by 6 and maybe give themselves a little bit of breathing room and time to get themselves together for the big push in the fourth quarter.
13 seconds left to play in the third period. There's the time remaining in the quarter. 79-75. Portland. Gilliam inside to Walton. Whistle and a foul called on Mengelt. Walton will go to the line with 10 seconds left to play in the period. He missed 2 just a moment ago.
Walton is normally a very good big game player, and usually he can squeeze free throws in tight situations much better than he does when the game is loose and seemingly out of control. He gets one down, they need all the breathing room they can get as Chicago is beginning to come down.
Walton had only 3 points here in the third period. That's the time left in the quarter. Van Leer trying to get the shot off. Does hit the buzzer, but can't hit it. So, looks like we're going to be in for a great finish here at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon.
with the Trailblazers leading the Chicago Bulls 80-75. Payoff quarter now for either the Portland Trailblazers or the Chicago Bulls. And Portland takes its stream with a standing ovation as we start the final period. Bill Walton taking the pass from Lucas. Guarded by Gilmore. Beautiful hook shot by Walton. 15 points for Walton. Bulls had it cut down to 2. Now all of a sudden they find themselves down by 7. Conley. Ball on Johnson. That's a third period score, and that game, of course, will be behind ours now because of all the extracurricular activity at Golden State. They don't stop fighting. They may be playing till tomorrow.
Well, they won't have any players, that's for sure. Chicago getting back in the game, and now they come back and make a bad turnover, and that's the thing that hurts them whenever they've been able to get a little momentum going.
Ball knocked out of bounds by Jack Marin, and the Blazers will throw it in. Portland trying to apply the pressure here and put this one away at the start of the final period. They lead by 7. Lucas. Allen. Portland by 9.
Again, Portland now playing with aggressiveness. Notice the defensive position on Howard. He's down low, and he's really dogging Van Leeuwen, making it difficult for Chicago to get into their offense.
12 points for Hollins. Jack Marin answering for Chicago. (84-77). Marin has 10 beautiful shots. Well, Portland's gotten hot again. 86-77. Trailblazers turning on the heat. Van Leer trying to get around Holland. A whistle and a foul called on Van Leer. At 3. Chicago will call time with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left to play the basketball game. And the Portland Trailblazers have zoomed out to a 9-point lead at 86-77. Well, let's check the turnovers again for you. Chicago now is 29 against Portland's 15. Portland has hit 3 of its first 4 shots in the final period. Trailblazers in white have the ball. Walton inside over Johnson. And Mickey Johnson clears the boards for the Bulls. 9-point lead for the Portland Trailblazers. Winner of this game plays Denver in the first round of the semifinal Western Conference Series on Wednesday. Second game on Friday will be on CBS at 10:30 Eastern Time. Walton off to Gilliam. Down to Hollins. Hollins waiting for the reinforcement. Finds Gilliam. Lucas. Nice touch by Maurice Lucas. 88-77. Lucas at 17. Endo gets a pick from Bullwinkle, who has replaced Gilmore. He's looking for help. Van Leer. Won't go down for him. Lucas tips it up to Holland. 3-on-3.
John Mingo took that ball that time, which is the best thing that he can do as Portland was breaking. Portland now has come out and really put the defensive pressure on Chicago and forcing them much higher out on the court. They can't get into their offense, and this is hurting them in their attempt to get back in the game. They had players within 5. Portland came out and put a lot of defensive pressure on. Chicago began turning the ball over again. 29 turnovers, and about 29 of those turnovers resulted in about 25 points for Portland.
Gilmore is back in the game now for Chicago, and I thought Neal was going to come in. He's getting ready to, but not quite. Lucas. Gilmore grabs this one.
Mengel fires it down course of Jack Merritt. Johnson has it taken away by Walton. 3 on 3. Gross. Collins. William doesn't take the shot. Back to Walton. As the Trailblazers slow it down just a little bit. Gross trying to get it underneath the Lucas. Bounces perfectly. Right into the lap of Bill Walton to get an easy 2 points. So the Trailblazers, who had their lead trimmed to 2 near the end of the third period, are now up by 13 points. Deflected out of bounds. Walton now is 15. Notice what's happening. Perimeter basketball for Chicago. They can't get close. They need to get the ball inside and then come back out, and they're not getting the people involved. Mickey Johnson can't handle the ball where he wants. Gilmore's not getting the ball where he wants. They're really struggling in the fourth quarter. They don't get a shot off, and they're standing around. Chicago really having its problems with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left to play as they turn it over again. All they can hope for is another fight in Golden State to get a little rest and come back in the game. 31 turnovers now to 15 for Portland. Let's get an update on the Golden State-Detroit game. Fourth quarter. We welcome our Portland-Chicago audience. The fifth fight has figured this game, and right now, let's go back and take a look at what started the fight between Dudley of Golden State and Eric Money. Dudley is number 15. There's Money, number 14. They start the fight. Dudley will hit him with a knee and everything. Lanier tries to break it up and watch Dudley go the other way. That started the fight. It triggered the situation, coming from 4 down to lead now by 6. Golden State with a fan taking a punch at ML Carr. That's what happened, and now we're in the fourth quarter with live action, and Howard Porter cuts the gap now, 82 to 78.
It's unbelievable. Howard Porter thinks it's a really tough shot, but I'll tell you, Detroit right now is really sloppy at passing that ball around.
Remember, though, that Detroit overcame as Rick Barry goes wild. He had 12 points in the third period. He now has pumped in 31. But remember, Detroit came from 18 down to win game 1 on this court.
Well, Rick has really got the feel, and Rick is taking over right now. He's taking control of this ball game, and you'll get a chance to see that on the replay. There's Rick. He spins around, fakes one way. He goes up between 2 people with great balance and makes the shot.
Now, in the game, Kevin Porter goes to Chris Ford. Rebounded underneath and scoring underneath with a fine play by Howard Porter. Howard Porter has banged in 18 points, 29 points for Bob Lanier, 31 for Rick Barry. They are the high scorers in the game. Robert Parrish, the rookie, missing that run, and the rebound taken away by Detroit. Here is Porter. Porter's going to take it all away. Rebounded and knocked out of bounds by Robert Parrish and also Bob Lanier. 10 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the game. The lead is only 4 for Golden State.
There we see on the replay, Kevin Porter coming all the way down. He's trying to lead the defense. He goes right in, just a little bit of body contact by Rick Barry, which causes the foul.
Kevin Porter going to the foul line for Detroit. Porter averages 73% at the foul line. Porter has been in the eye of the storm, as it were, with his coach all year long. And Porter now has missed his first one. He averages 9 a game. He scored 3 in this one. He lost his starting job. Porter trying to bring his club back. That will be the first team foul against the Warriors. 10 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the game. It is 84 to 81 in favor of the team with the ball, the Golden State Warriors. He's fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line. Charles Dudley. This is a man who couldn't make this club a couple of years ago, but only to the injury of Jeff Mullins did they keep him on this team, and now he's sparking them hopefully into a win here to go on in the playoffs. Foul on the play, and Dudley goes to the line. Dudley averaging 7 has 10 points in the game. 10 minutes and 43 seconds left. The Warriors 86, the Pistons 81.
That'll be something to watch. Dudley and Kevin Porter are really going at it. They're going to go at it all game long. You're going to see a lot of hand checking by the 2 players.
Kevin Porter missing the shot. The rebound taken away by Parrish. It's knocked out of his hand. Down to the floor. Great hustle by Howard Porter. Great hustle by Howard Porter.
Great hustle, but they call traveling on him. We'll get a chance to look at that. They're really fighting for the ball, keeping that ball alive. Parrish has the ball. It's slapped out of his hands. 2 Detroit players right there, scrambling for it. Yeah, Howard Porter gets up and he's moving both feet.
Back to live action. Rick Barry with it. His club leading by 5 with 10:20 to go. Outside, Robert Parrish. Parrish playing in the pivot now. Clifford Ray gets a break and a traveling violation called against him. A traveling violation. 43% shooting in the third period by Golden State and only 35% by Detroit.
I tell you, Kevin Porter's got to get his head in the game. He can't keep going one-on-one because he's going to throw his whole team's offense off.
That is Ford. Back over to Porter. Porter dribbling, still dribbling. Finds the man Howard Porter. Taking Barry out. Rebounded by Parrish. He had good position that time. Rick Barry with 9 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the game, and his club up by 5. Jamal Wilkes. Wilkes has been held down to only 6 points. He's been playing with the pressure of an infant child that is seriously ill, and Herb Brown upset. Now looks at his assistant coach, Larry Jones, behind him with the clipboard. A foul call, the second foul against the Pistons. That foul call on Leon Douglas. Now Smith inbounds. We have one team foul against the Warriors and 2 team fouls against the Pistons. Douglas really derricked Phil Smith on that one.
We get a chance to look at that. Leon Douglas tried to come from the other side as Phil Smith right there makes his move, crossed over dribble, crosses penetration, and Douglas right there hits him with his body, knocks him right to the floor.
We have had 5 ties in this game. The biggest lead early, 10 points for Detroit. Golden State has bounced back after the fifth fight. They were down by 4. Their largest lead was 8. The score is now 88-81. They're up by 7 with 9.5 to go.
Frank Weaver with Steve Jones. Back once again in Portland. 6 minutes left to play in this game. And the Blazers lead the Bulls by 10, 94-84. Van Leer. To Jack Merritt. Inside it goes to Artis Gilmore. Trying to get the shot off and does, and connects over Walton. Still time to come back.
There's a lot of times Chicago's were great. They seem to play better every time we go to see what's happening down in Golden State. They have gotten themselves back in the game. A basket here, they'll be within 6.
Mengel moving up court for the Chicago Bulls. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. And Badger up off the bench now sits down. Mengel drives in the lane. Couldn't get it down, and Calhoun grabs the rebound. Lionel Hollins, top of the circle. Trying to get away from Van Leer. Project. Walton has the hook shot blocked on him by Gilmore. And comes up with it. Trying to get around Gross. Looking for help. Outside to Van Leer. 10 seconds of the shot clock. Charging foul on Van Leer gives him 4.
Well, they're standing around. Van Leer just can't get a call. He'll come down. Pretty good move. Bobby Gross gets in there. He doesn't not really right in front of him. Turns his shoulder a little bit, and the call goes against Chicago.
Now let's see what's going on here.
Chicago wants a timeout, and Ricky Powers was getting ready to start to play again. Then the big factor for Chicago in this game is 32 turnovers to Portland's 10, and Portland's been able to stay up in the game most of the way. 4:54 left, and it's an 8-point lead. Portland
To play here in Portland, and the Trailblazers leading 94-86. Lionel Hollins will throw it in. The Project. Rocky Calhoun, top of the circle. Hands off to Hollins. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Steele is coming to the game. The Project has it knocked out of his hand. Nice swipe by the Bulls. Johnson came up with it. Johnson's got 31 points. Scott Murray for 2. 94-88.
good basket by Scott May. That time he took his jumper. He's had a lot of problems finding his offense in the game, but if he takes his shots from the outside, an excellent perimeter shooter, he can make it real tough, and they'll stop the turnover problem.
No back.
to Twardzick. Rocky Calhoun, top of the circle. Hands off to Hollins. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Steele is coming to the game, but Twardzick has it knocked out of his hand. Nice swipe by the Bulls. Johnson came up with it. Johnson's got 31 points. Scott Murray for two. 94-88. Big basket by Scott May. That time he took his jumper. He's had a lot of problems finding his offense in these games, but if he takes his shot from the outside, an excellent perimeter shooter, he can make it real tough, and they'll stop the turnover problem. No basket. An offensive foul called on Twardzick, and I believe that's 6. Well, Dave Twardzick will take a hike on this one right here. Van Leer's in the lane again. When all you think about is penetrating, getting closer and closer to the basket, and you don't take this jumper when it presents itself by pulling up, you can get yourself in foul trouble. Van Leer, who's got a charge down to the other end, had the same problem. He's got 4, and Twardzick is out of the game. William in the contest now. Bulls down 94-88. Van Leer drives the lane. Gilmore shooting over Wilson, and he's fouled. That, I believe, is 5. As Gilliam comes down the lane, penetrating, looking, he just gets a little slice up here. Gilmore trying to take the ball inside. He has Walton right here. He comes across. Walton gets him on the arm, and he's got 2 shots. Free throws, killing Portland's momentum. They got to get back to running and gunning. Chicago's slowing the pace down, and they got that physical basketball game going again. Portland's in trouble right now. This could bring them within 4. 3 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the game. Here come the Trailblazers. Bill Walton now with 5 personal fouls. Maurice Lucas off to Larry Steele. Gilliam. Mengelt staying with him. Didn't get it. Off the foot of Johnson. There's a big break for Portland. Big break for Portland. Mickey Johnson had the ball and couldn't handle it. Maurice Lucas has 5 fouls. Walton has 5. I think Lionel Hollins has 4. Chicago really doesn't have the offensive machinery to take advantage of Portland when they get in foul trouble. They've been in foul trouble the entire series. Walton with a big left-handed hook shot. 6-point lead with 3:25 to go. Walton has 17. Van Leer. Hollins staying right with him. Johnson, who has 31 points, leading scorer in the game, drives the lane, and he's got it. Basket will count. Right here, Mickey Johnson. Big drive by Mickey Johnson. This is probably the biggest play of the game. He comes down the lane. Walton's chasing. Me and my shadow right here. He'll go up trying to make the block. Mickey Johnson way up. Comes right in. Herm Gillen trying to get him to draw the foul. And Mickey Johnson is the man that has carried him. And Bill Walton takes a slow walk to the bench. Big disappointment. 2 players just taking seats. Twardzick and Walton going down. And Mickey Johnson on the line to try and get point number 34. Well, a lot of pressure now on the rookie, Robin Jones, number 34, who checks in to replace Walton. He is the only free agent rookie to make it in the NBA this year. And he comes into a pressure-packed situation here in the playoffs. 96-92. Blazers leading with 3:11 left. Lucas has 5 fouls on him. The smart thing for Chicago to do when they get the ball back is try to put some offensive pressure on Maurice Lucas, perhaps running the same type of play and maybe dumping the ball into Gilmore in a pick-and-roll situation. 3-point lead now for the Portland Trailblazers as Mickey Johnson's connection has 34 points. It is nervous time here in Portland, and the Trailblazers want timeout. And they get the call from referee Ricky Powers with 3:05 left to play in the contest. Big finish in the deciding game of this playoff series, and we'll be back in just a moment. Great comeback by the Bulls. Has them within 3 points of Portland. Portland has the basketball with Lucas hitting.
Big bucket with 2:50 left to play in the game. Oh, that time they went to bread and butter. They took Lucas on that same play, took him down in deep, and just powered his way over Mickey Johnson, who's had a great offensive game himself. Portland's ball. Dodging foul on Norm Van Leer. Again, he penetrates coming in. He leaves his feet. Bobby Gross plants himself. This is a tough ball. Van Leer has no place to go. He's got to come down someplace, and Bobby Gross wasn't there when he started to play. Golden State leads Detroit 94-89 in the waning moments of that game. Jones, the rookie, runs up with another big basket for the Trailblazers. 7-point lead now. And this place is going up for grabs. Scott May. Pass deflected off the board, off Lucas. Scott May that time, he penetrated in, he had a shot. He should have taken a shot, he threw the ball off the ball, took a crazy bounce, and nearly came back. Ed Badger trying to get some kind of instruction and get his team under control, as they've gotten two big baskets, both down and deep from Robin Jones and Mickey Johnson. Badger on his feet across the way in front of the Chicago bench. Crowd just roaring here. One constant roars. Mickey Johnson gets the shot away. Can't hit it. And Golden surrender. Portland comes down with the rebound. Collins. A minute 50. Gilliam. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds on the clock. Portland's ball out of bounds. They've got 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Gilliam driving the lane off the post. Johnson with the rebound. A minute 30 left in the game. Portland leading by 7. Van Leer goes down. Gilmore picks it up. Mengels. Traveling. Ball and Van Leer. Every time Chicago's gotten close, and they were within 3, they've made turnovers, and it hurts them. Van Leer with a little shuffle out in front. He gets called, a big call by Bruce Alexander, and Portland has the clock in their favor and should come down and set up and run a good tight play. A minute 10 seconds left to play in the game. Maurice Lucas working with 5 fouls on him. Jones couldn't hit it. Lucas in the tip-in trying. Gilmore with the next one. Down to Mengels. 7-point lead for Portland. Mengels puts the shot up and is fouled as he wound up with a shoot. "58 seconds left to play in the contest. Calhoun comes back into the game for Portland. Mengels will be going to the free throw line, and Jones, the rookie, gets a fine hand. Mengels has 3 for 2. He's had an excellent offensive game. He's come up with 26 big points. Still got a couple more opportunities. Chicago's going to have to try and pressure Portland to get them to shoot the ball quickly or make a turnover so they'll get some more offensive opportunities. 5-point lead now for Portland. We're going to whistle, and there was an elbow thrown under the hoop. I believe it was on Lucas, and if that's so, that'll be 6 on him. And he's out. The second free throw will count. Richie Powers made that call. Oh, what a call right there. Lucas goes out on a pushing right here on the line. Lucas coming across, trying to get position. He hooks him pretty good. It's a good call, but it's a bad time to get that call. Robin Jones back in the lineup. Gilmore has a chance with 2 shots to cut it within 3 with 58 seconds left in the game. You still have a game, Frank Weaver. $196. You only got 1 shot on that. 50 seconds left to play in the game. Mengels going for a steal. Loose ball. Who shot it? Whole season riding on this last minute for these 2 clubs. Ball knocked out of bounds across the way. We may have had a foul. Let's see, may go against Mendel. Where these fouls are coming from, it's incredible to me. The ball was loose that time, flying all over the place. And Norm Van Leer trying to make the steal on the side, just took a swat at it. It went out of bounds. They get him to take the seat also. Holland. Charging, called on Holland. And Chicago wants time. 42 seconds left to play in the game. And the Blazers lead the Bulls by 4. And Chicago will have the ball. Van Leer left the game and did not score a point. They did an excellent job of running their team. Right now they have Jack Marin in the lineup with Mickey Johnson, Scott May, and Artis Gilmore 4 points down, and they have the ball out on the side. Probably will see them go the ball in deep. Gilmore trying to overpower Portland inside, and everybody crashing the boards to get within 2. Keep in mind, Walton is out of there on fouls. Lucas is out of there on fouls. So the Trailblazers hanging on for dear life at this point. 42 seconds left to play in the game, and this is the season for one of these clubs. So the winner goes to first against Denver Wednesday night in the best 4 of 7 series. So that's the situation. We're ready for the big finish here in Portland, and we'll be back in just a moment. By 4, they've been the underdog all year. They've been behind this entire ball game, and that's the time left in the game. Mendel almost threw it away on the inbound side. Jack Marin from 25 feet pulls the Bulls within 2 points, and now it is Portland. We'll call time. Wow. Jack Marin, they got that ball in there. He was moving to his left. He's come up with 12 big points and probably 2 of the biggest in the game to get them within 2, putting the pressure on Portland to come down and make a good offensive series this time. Normally, Portland in this situation with Walton in the game will run a play where they take the forward and come bring him around a baseline trick, and he comes in tight and they drop the ball into him there. But Walton is not in. Robin Jones is not the same kind of passer, so they're going to have to come up with some different offensive strategies. Probably we will see the ball in the hands of Lionel Holland or Herm Gillen, who have been good perimeter shooters, and Bobby Gross has had a big offensive game himself today. Well, the Bulls started down within 2 points once before, right at the end of the third period, and all of a sudden, Portland took off like a rocket. I can't think of I can't think of a better time to be within 2 and possibly get a chance to go ahead than at the end of the game. Of course, the final score is the important thing, and Portland really has dominated the game the entire way and had things going their way, but right now, it's anybody's ball game. Golden State leads Detroit 104-97, according to our last report. And we'll probably be joining that game again as soon as our ball game is over, provided we don't go into overtime, and that's very much a possibility. Here at the Portland Memorial Coliseum, or you talk about pressure. There's our score. 35 seconds left to play in the game. That's the time remaining in the contest. Portland will throw the ball in out of bounds. So keep in mind that the 2 biggest guns of the Trailblazers, Bill Walton, Maurice Lucas, have fouled out. Dave Fardrick is also fouled out. So they lost 3 players via the foul route. Walton is on his feet, almost standing on top of a chair at the Portland bench. He's still intent on the action. Corky Calhoun will throw it in. Into Gross. Gilliam. 25 seconds. They're working that clock down. Shot clock has 11 seconds on it. Shot clock now with 7 seconds. Holland hits. Chicago calls high. Let's get a quick update on the Golden State Detroit game. Seconds left in the game. 105-99. Detroit trailing. ML Carr misses it. Picked up and missed by Chris Ford, and a big rebound taken off by Robert Parrish. 36 seconds to go.
We welcome our Portland and Chicago viewers. In 31 seconds to go, Lenny Wilkins, and the Warriors lead 105-99.
And now Al just up screaming, use up time, make them foul you. Just hold the ball. We've got the game under control.
That is Smith going to the hoop. He misses. Parrish hits it in. The basket counts. 107-99. The Golden State Warriors are moving on with their eyes toward Los Angeles. Bob Lanier. 9 seconds to go. 107-101. A foul called in backcourt. Rick Barry has 33 points. Bill Smith, 19. 17 for the rookie Robert Parrish. 13 for Clifford Ray. 33 points for Bob Lanier. 16 for M.L. Carr. And 30 points for Howard Porter.
And what a game Bob Lanier had. I tell you, he did everything he could to bring his club back and keep them in the game.
14 seconds left to play, and Mendel has just been called for traveling. And the Chicago Bulls, whose big problem has been turnovers all afternoon, have done themselves in perhaps for the final time. 12 seconds left to play. Portland leading by 4 points, and now the Trailblazers have the basketball. Confusion, all kinds of confusion out here. They've made a substitution trying to get them in there, and they couldn't get them in the game. Robin Jones didn't want to come out of the basketball game. Ed Dazzler, he wanted that ball in place so they could get that technical foul. Welcome to our viewers of the Golden State Detroit game. We're down to the final 10 seconds here in Portland with the Blazers leading the Bulls 102-98. The Bulls swept to within 2 points just a moment ago, but now Portland has a 4-point lead and is in command as Bob Gross goes to the free throw line. First game of a Portland-Denver series would be Wednesday night at Denver, the second game on Friday. That'll be at 10:30 Eastern time, and you'll be able to see that Friday game on CBS. Bob Gross gives the Trailblazers a 5-point lead. 10 seconds left to play. Chicago will call time. Well, how do you make up 6 points in 10 seconds, Steve Jones? Well, you do a lot of playing. The thing that they got to do now is get the ball inside quickly and hope that they can get a 3-point play, foul, and make a turnover playing very good defense, causing Portland to give the ball up and try and get another 3. Right now, it looks like Portland has the game on ice, but stranger things have happened, and Chicago has got to come down and get some good offensive execution. That turnover the last time down, probably the costliest of the game, and they've got about 32, and that really hurts them as that gave Portland a big edge right then, and they got a chance to shoot a couple of free throws. Walton and Lucas both have fouled out of the game for Portland. Again, keep in mind that Friday night on CBS at 11:30 Eastern Time, you will see, provided Portland wins here, Portland play Denver. The Nuggets in a big Western Conference playoff game. Best 4 out of 7 series starts Wednesday night at Denver, and the Friday night game will be carried by CBS. 10 seconds left to play. Blazers 104, the Bulls 98. Our production today here in Portland, produced by Bill Barnes and directed by Bob Dempsey. And the Portland fans appear to be pretty happy the way things are right now. Mendel ready to throw it in. You can't do that. I bet he tried that 50 times. He couldn't do it again. That is a no-no. No basket. Quite obviously.
Just got 3 points.
I don't know, maybe he thought he was playing in the ABA again, huh?
Oh, I'm sure he did. They tried to lob the ball inside to Gilmore, and they couldn't do it.
Marin with the foul on Lionel Hollins. No hard feelings there because Hollins understands. Golden State beat Detroit 109-101. So that means Golden State goes against the Lakers.
Golden State advances. They physically beat them up down there. They had a big brawl. Lionel Hollins is on the line for 2 free throws. He made the biggest shot of his young career so far when he took that ball on the side and came across it. Robin Jones took the can 2 and put him up by 4 points. He's got a chance to put him up by 8. Don't count him on 8 shots. Blazers by 7. 8 seconds left to play. Shot made. 2 seconds, that's it. Portland has won the first playoff series, and it's one live. Defeating the Chicago Bulls by a final score of 106-98, but not before some very, very nervous moments, as the Bulls, for the most part, seem to be their own worst enemies for a good portion of this basketball game. No question but that the turnovers hurt Chicago, and of course the Portland now keeps intact its string over the Bulls. They have beaten them 11 consecutive times here in Portland, dating back to the start of the 1973-74 season, and they've beaten them 6 out of 7 times this year.